U.S. weather, feast and famine. Map is attached. If you take a look at that map, there's one red line. It just shows the outline of the southern ridge. And over the top of that is all the moisture. That's the ring of fire as the storms are pushed up and over that ridge, colliding with a different air mass and producing torrential rain. We saw 3 inches, 5 inches, 8 inches. There was all kinds of totals across Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, into Ohio. And I mean some heavy totals with damaging flooding going on, with rivers being out, bridges being out, roads being closed. I mean, around the Indianapolis area, it's really bad. There's other places also in parts of Iowa, parts of Illinois that have had way too much rain. And with this ridge in place and the MJO stuck, I would expect that ring of fire to continue to get doused with more moisture. So more moisture over the same tract of land. Basically, from the western part of Iowa all the way to the eastern part of Indiana, across that same area, expect more moisture over the next week to 10 days. And so a lot of people think rain makes grain, but it does until it's just too much. And I think in some cases we're getting too much. We did see some crop tours out here over the last few days, talking with some of those folks on those tours. They said there's a couple observations that are different from last year, and these were in the I states. There was a few things they saw that were different, but I think the two that matter most was ear counts were reduced from last year, so less population of ears. And the second thing was row length. The row length was definitely cut short. They saw more tip abortion, more tip back this year than they did last year. They're thinking the yields are probably anywhere from 2 to 3% on the low side, below last year, upwards of maybe 5%. So if you think about it, these are areas of the country that will produce 240 to 280 bushel corn. And so even if it's just 3%, that's 7 to 8 bushel per acre. That's kind of a big deal in the I states. So stay tuned. Pro Farmer heads to the field this week. They will find very muddy conditions and very sloppy conditions to collect their samples.